Tired of watching your grocery bill eat up so much of your paycheck? Hi, I'm Birdie. Welcome back. On today's episode, we'll talk about how to start your journey of stocking your pantry so you mostly only have to pay sale prices instead of regular prices. We'll also address more concerns and how to save on some typical meal components. Let's dive right in. In order to build a working pantry, we need to plan to buy as much as you can afford of items on sale to hold you over until the next time they're on sale. You will begin to notice these cycles as you pay attention to prices. Here's an example. Store A has boneless, skinless chicken breasts on sale for $1.99 a pound. Pasta is 89 cents a box if you buy four. Buy as much of these items as you can afford. Use a pound of the chicken or a few in a box of pasta this week. Package and freeze the chicken properly and store it in the freezer, and also store the pasta for future use. Get into the habit of checking dates and pick the items with the farthest date out. It'll keep on the shelf until next time you need it. Plan to store things correctly to make sure your investment is protected. Store dry goods in a way that protects them from pests. Wrap and store meat properly in the freezer. Mayonnaise is $5.99 for a 30-ounce jar, but there's a digital coupon for $2 off. Add your coupon and buy the mayo, even if you have some. When you need it, it'll be on the shelf, and you won't have to pay $5.99. Repeat this process for all products you use regularly. Some typical concerns. I don't have space to store things. Well, you could clean out a closet, cupboard, where you may be storing things you don't use. Store non perishables in a tote or tote you can stack, or use an under the bed style container. Freeze things as flat as possible with all of the air removed. Remove things from boxes and write cooking directions and contents on freezer bags or masking tape on containers. I still don't have enough money to buy extra. Well, there's some difficult decisions you need to make. You could eliminate soda pop, snacks, and any non essential items from your list. Make sure to substitute the cheapest options for your choices. Make a few meatless meals. Do these things for a couple of weeks to get the ball rolling. Let's take a look at these individual meal components to see how you could save more. Beverages. You could make your own hot chocolate mix. Experiment with a single serving of dry milk, cocoa, the baking variety, and sugar or your favorite sweetener, and a pinch of salt. A recipe to try could be 3.5 tablespoons of powdered milk, 2.5 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and 1.5 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa, a pinch of salt. Whisk it together and pour in 1 cup of hot water or a cup of hot milk for a richer cocoa. Once you have created it to your liking, go ahead and punch in the numbers to a dry goods calculator. Store it in an airtight container in a cool, dry place. Make your coffee or tea at home. Loose coffee grounds are your better buy. If you're feeling fancy, learn how to make specialty drinks at home. Invest in a French press, mochi pot, or thrift an espresso maker. 1 refrigerated can of cold foam topping and cinnamon gives homebrewed coffee a fancy coffee shop vibe. You can use a tea bag more than one time. After you brew your tea, just set it aside and then pour more hot water and rebrew. That would be fine for 2 cups of tea back to back. If you want to wait longer in between brewing, I would store it in maybe the refrigerator. If you enjoy juice, I'd remember that whole fruit, fresh or frozen on sale, is a better choice than sugary juices because whole fruit includes fiber to help fill you up, as well as other nutrients lost in processing. But if you choose juice, limit yourself to a 4-ounce serving. You could also mix it with ice, water, or sparkling water on sale to stretch it. Buy frozen concentrate. Serve a glass of water alongside your more pricey beverage so that your thirst is quenched and more pricey beverages are a treat or part of the nutrition in the meal. If milk is served in hot or cold cereal, it's not necessary to also serve it on the side. If your tap water is not the greatest to drink, invest in a water filter for your tap or a pitcher system. Bottled water is still cheaper than sugary, empty calorie drinks. Save the latter for treats, special occasions, or on weekends. You could make these changes slowly so your family is less likely to revolt. Iced tea costs pennies to make, and you can flavor it with lemon or fruit on sale. Try growing different varieties of mint to use fresh and dried for flavored iced tea. Grow mint in a container though, because it is an invasive plant and it will take over your garden. A nice garden tea recipe is 2 quarts of water, a cup of fresh mint leaves packed, a half a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of lemon juice. Wash your mint leaves. Boil water in a large pot. Add the mint leaves. Top with a tight fitting lid. Remove from the heat. Steep for 2.5 hours. Strain and add sugar and lemon to taste. Stir and refrigerate. Serve over ice. Remember that the least expensive drinks are water, flavored water, iced tea, or coffee, served alongside water. 1 8-ounce cup of milk or dairy milk alternative for kids, again served alongside water. There are other ways to get calcium. Milk and cheese used in recipes, fortified foods and beverages, and certain vegetables such as broccoli, kale, bok choy, turnip and collard greens, butternut squash, canned tomatoes, black beans, and chickpeas. Again, pushback from family members is to be expected. If someone is used to something, change is hard. If you or your family members are addicted to sugary drinks, set a goal to wean yourselves off and find substitutes you can live with. Learn about the health implications of soda and sugary beverages as a family. Make it a truly special treat and a family activity by researching making your own root beer or learning how to ferment kombucha. Slow and steady wins the race. Snacks. Everybody needs a snack now and then. Well, not really, but it's nice to have. Popcorn. Pop your own on top of the stove or with an air popper. Serve it plain, salted, buttered, caramel, Parmesan, ranch, the list goes on. One of the cheapest snacks. Bake breakfast cookies, regular cookies, quick breads, or muffins in large batches and freeze some for when time is tight. Good old crisp rice treats. Buy baking ingredients during the holidays when it's on sale. Freeze flour for 72 hours, bring to room temperature, then store it in airtight containers. This helps to protect your investment against pests. Yeast can also be stored in the freezer for a longer shelf life. So can nuts. Cocoa and chocolate last a really long time, years if kept in a temperature controlled environment. Fresh fruit and vegetables in season and on sale, cut up and ready to go in the fridge. Or if they don't need refrigeration, in a bowl on the table where everybody can see them. Be sure to come back next time where we'll address more concerns. No time to cook, and a sample, bare bones menu for an average family of 4. See you next time because you know Birdie saves, and so can you.